I think he's recording, guys.
Oh.
Scoofing off before the video starts.
We were not doing anything.
Welcome to Story Ideas on the Fly, where we pick a random idea out of the hat and try to develop it into a story.
See what? Today. Isekai War. Points if you make the main player a summoner and... the main player's a summoner and an artificer.
Okay.
Handwriting isn't always easy to read.
All right, let me look at that again.
Especially when I'm the one who actually translates it into something to put in the hat.
Right.
All right, Isekai War.
So Isekai War,
Okay,
and
so
we gotta have
what
a
does
summoner
Isekai
and an
War
artificer.
Well, the
Isekai
question is,
into
are we
war,
having
or-
two Isekai protagonists in a war against each other? Or are we having two armies made entirely out of Isekai people in a war?
I think that would get kind of crazy really quickly. So I think we go with the war. Isekai gets sent to a war. Two
Isekai people get sent to
heroes.
opposite sides of a war?
Two Isekai heroes getting
That
sent
could
to
be
opposite
interesting.
sides of a war isn't too,
And
looks
it
like
said, we're
one's
making them a summoner and an artificer? Man, this is... Okay, power scaling is off the charts on this one already. We're dealing with Isekai. Of course we're gonna break everything.
Okay.
Yeah, and then summoner and artificer. Of course we're gonna break everything.
And in the end, they all they come together because they both find out that they were fans of the same video game or the same manga, and they go have.
I don't know. I could very well see the entire war starting because they're fans of the same story.
Subs are better. No, subs are better.
Yeah.
Like that, and it
fans
turns
of
into
some
an
will actually battle over things.
Yeah, let's not shed blood
Okay.
over everyone's favorite.
I'm still trying to figure out the basic idea. Do we have two people Isekai down on the different sides of the conflict? Or do we have almost... Well, you could almost do two unique... I don't know too much about Isekai stuff, except the one that I'm helping you write, which is really cool. Where you've got... But are they two very distinct, different type of nations?
Mm-hmm.
One's going, I'm Isekai, I'm reincarnated as a cell phone or something when I'm Isekai, or is one...
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if that was a thing.
I like the two places. I like the two
so got
sides are.
Yeah, are we having it so
distinct.
these two people are summoned in order to help a war, or are we having it so two people randomly get isekai'd into the same world
No, I
and
think
end up
they're
starting?
summoned
I
to
think
help.
some kind of summoning.
I think they're
Okay.
both
I think they're
summoned.
summoned to protect their respective
Right.
sides.
Each side it summons their Isekai warrior to help them.
Okay.
All right, so now what
and
do we
they're
do?
lucky enough that they're a summoner and an artificer. We are going to break all power scaling.
Okay.
Yeah.
What
For
kind of
context, summoners are one of the most broken systems in games. Artificers are the second most broken system in games. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what
Could
is
your
a-
artificer be a girl?
I mean, I don't see why not.
I'm just thinking it could be fun.
And then you got your love
you can have
story
all your,
because at the end...
Yeah, you could throw in all your, not shonen, but all your anime awkward love tropes, too.
Oh, great!
Okay.
Because those are awareness, balance, clenched fist, don't. Yeah.
Thinking more... No, I wasn't thinking that bad. I was thinking more just that they're, super awkward when they... Like, wait, the other one's a girl?
Okay.
Dang it, she's cute. What are you?
So, we need to... So, what is our summoner going to summon?
Usually they either summon undead, golems, shadow warriors. Actually, I guess there are a lot of
defeated
options.
enemies.
Yeah,
defeated enemies,
Defeated in...
created beings,
Demons, loosely.
Elemental
demons.
or from another
Elementals.
realm.
Yeah, what are we going to
All
have?
kinds of fun things.
Well,
What is
summoner
the... Well,
summon.
okay. So, there are three main types of summoner, and they all function kind of differently. The first one is the necromancer style. This is where you have to defeat an enemy, and then you get them as a summon. Really overpowered.
Mm-hmm.
The second one would be the almost, I'd call it the Pokemon trainer.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, no, that's closer to a trainer in all honesty, but Yeah, trainers are...
But where you have to make some kind of contract or agreement.
You make an
before you
agreement with the
summon them.
creature, and then you make it more powerful. Usually
Okay.
they focus on a lower number, but more powerful summons.
Yeah.
And then you have the more traditional summoner, where they can pull in extra-dimensional beings.
Mhm. Okay.
I like the idea of going with a necromancer summoner with him.
Necromancer-style summoner. Necromancer summoners do not actually summon the dead as often as you'd think. Half the time they're summoning live versions. You have to beat...
You have to defeat the
you
creature.
have to defeat the
summon
creature in
it.
order to get it as a
Sung Jin
summon.
Woo is a necromancer summoner.
All right.
And
What
he's the
about
most awesome.
Artificer?
Yes, I love the Shadow Warriors. They are so cool.
What about the Artificer?
Artificers also completely break power scaling, because instead of turning like training and experience into more power, they just say, no, I can just convert gold directly into power.
Yeah. It makes
Bitch,
stuff.
if you've got a kingdom on your side, I've got a lot of gold.
So,
And now I will make armor that is virtually impenetrable.
who are these two people that are summoned?
Could they know each other?
Ooh.
That is done sometimes in isekais.
No. Yeah, let's have them be old rivals in their original world.
Okay.
And then they both, they were in some kind of competition, and then something happened where they both died in it.
Could you have them be kind of a complicated relationship where they both kind of have a crush on each other but are also rivals?
Kind of hate each other.
Yeah.
It's a love-hate relationship.
Okay, so
the
first thought that comes into my mind is have them be racers. Because
Yeah,
that
but
way...
boys and girls don't generally race.
Most
other.
athletic activities don't happen with each other, but that's just, it gives you an easy explanation, because then they have racing, and then one of them crashes
or
into the other one.
science or trivia or some kind of intellectual rivals.
The problem if you do that is it's hard to get them both to die at the same time.
I would make them rivals. They don't necessarily have to die to be summoned.
80% of the time they die.
Yes, but we are authors. We don't have to follow tropes. And that's
So the
one of
problem
things
is
that
if you
makes
don't
something
kill them,
interesting
you
is
get a lot of
making an-
problem. So
You
the
could
real...
maybe bring them back in at the end of the story. Have them both go back to their world.
Alright,
But
so
now as
if they
friends.
don't die, then we have two questions. One, do they get to go back to their world? And two, how much time passes in the real world?
Okay, let's look at this. Let's assume that both of these people are in some situation. One of them could die in the world if we want, but the other one, they don't have to both die or both die at the same time.
Mhm.
One of them could be in a situation that they really want to get out of.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
You could have somebody going, I would prefer to live in this other place because I'm not here in a nice, loving
Yeah.
home. Nobody's going to
okay.
miss me.
Okay.
Yeah, that works
but
too.
before we figure out
In
their
that case, they
backgrounds-
don't get to go home. Okay.
Okay, in that case, I would say we probably want to have our summoner be someone who's into a lot of high danger activities in order to kind of tie in the death out motif with him. I think he's the one who should actually die when he becomes summoned.
Okay,
Something like he's not boxer, because boxing isn't actually as dangerous as you'd think it is, but something where he was in some kind of dangerous field completely for the thrill of it and died in the process, and as he died, his soul was carried into this world. She, on the other hand, I would say you probably want to have it so that she is more of an engineer and...
Or maybe an artist or creative.
Yeah, some kind of creative or techno... Yeah, someone who does a lot of crafting things. And was probably in an abusive situation, and then was dragged into this world and brought out of that situation, which was incredibly unhealthy. What that situation could be, you could have it be some kind of toxic boyfriend.
There's options.
Yeah. Okay. So.
All right. So we got them into the world.
Both in the
Now, what are the two kingdoms that are fighting
what are
against
these
each other?
worlds like? Why are they fighting?
Let's see. You could have them be different races.
That could be fun.
I don't want to go demons, but you could have one race. You could have one group be, more orcs or, I don't know, what are good monsters, trolls. Depending on what you do with them. Yeah. Oh, beastmen. Yeah.
Tiger folk.
Yeah.
Well,
and then
I mean, anime does love beast folk.
you could
Except
also
the girls are not going to look like human girls. No, they're tigers.
Okay, yeah.
We can do that.
Or spiders. I love spiders.
This is based off anime. Of course, they have to
good
look
point.
human.
We have to have good point. We need fox-eared girls. I'd go
No,
cat
no.
ears, but I don't actually like them.
All right.
That's okay.
Let's get back on
I'll stick with the tropes.
We don't have to stick with the show. I was just making a
Funny.
joke.
Okay, so
But yes.
why are these two kingdoms at war?
Okay, I like the idea of one of them being an almost monstrous kind of world where the main people are orcs and trolls and stuff, and have them have a society, but have them look like monsters and have them be very naturally aggressive and stuff. And so, if you want to do the different races, that's kind of how I'd go.
like to see something different that I haven't seen
Okay,
done
fair enough.
quite as much. Now I'll probably say this, and y'all be like, "Oh, they did that and this and this and this," because that's how
That's
things
okay.
are.
There's literally nothing
That
that hasn't
hasn't
been
been
There's
done.
no original
Right.
idea.
What makes
But-
something original is your voice and your style.
Your style on it, right?
Yes.
But what if we had these two kingdoms? There is some prophecy of something that's going to happen. And in this prophecy that they see this thing is coming up, this great evil, this great beast, this great whatever is going to happen. In the prophecy, there's a I don't have this all worked out. I'd love to go sit down with time to prepare and write the prophecy
That's
out.
okay.
But maybe
Are you talking about some kind of religious war?
no, not religion, but in this prophecy where something is going to happen, a monster is going to be released from the
Okay, but why
ground.
would they be trying to fight each other instead
Listen,
of work together?
because in the prophecy it says the land to be destroyed will be the conquered one. The one that was conquered.
Okay.
And so both of these kingdoms think, oh my gosh, we have got to conquer the other so that our nation will survive, and they will be the one that gets this cataclysmic disaster released on them. And now, when you get...
Not realizing that the conquered land is what the enemy will conquer.
Yeah, but now what happens is you get your two Isekai people in, and at first, they're going, oh, this is a war, we have to, we're fighting, and then they're kind of going,
side.
we have to protect my son, and then go, wait, why are we even fighting this war? Okay, wait a second, maybe there's a better way to do this.
Yeah.
And at the end, they end up finding, hey, there's another way to interpret this, and, and they are able to join together and fight the big bad.
Another way you could do the big bad, you could have some kind of resource that's supposed to help protect them from the big bad. So, we've got this, the staff of life that will help protect us from the evil demon lord.
He who controls the spice controls the galaxy.
Yeah, and the two nations are warring to get it which they think, oh well, if we can have.
Well, they don't even have to be a full-out war of, we're sending battles.
There's a lot of tension in it.
Right. It could be a war as in we're both sending out our sides to try to go find this artifact that's supposed to protect us.
Yeah.
Things like that.
You could go a lot of different
I kind of
routes
like
with
the
that.
idea of this being a full-fledged war, personally.
Okay.
You could go a lot of different
there's
styles,
many reasons to have a war. It could literally just be 5 generations ago, some guy from this kingdom stole something from some guy from this kingdom, and it just escalated.
Yes,
yeah, that is actually.
If you really wanted to, you could literally just go Hatfields and McCoys. It's just like, we legitimately don't even remember why the animosity started, but we hate those guys.
Yes.
Hatfield and McCoy, they actually do know how it all started.
True.
Yeah.
But the point is the escalation type thing.
But yeah, it's a horrible.
have-
The Patmans and McCoy's is a horrible story. But anyway,
You could have
but if you want to have the two sides at the end get along, they have to be fighting due to some outside threat that is making them think they have to conquer the other. Because then otherwise it's just like, okay, we are fighting. Hey, this is kind of dumb. Let's just go negotiate. Everyone come to the negotiation table. We're talking out. That was anticlimactic. In the story.
Not necessarily.
It's good to say there's...
I've been stories with some interesting negotiations.
Yeah, and also you could have it be. You could have
through the galaxy.
You could have a group.
Way.
You could have like a group that's been intentionally creating this conflict in order to basically overthrow both kingdoms and take power.
Mm-hmm. Or a cult of the Demon King if you've got the Demon King coming.
But I'm saying,
the great evil dragon was sealed away, 100 years ago, or 500 years ago, and the seal's about to be broken. I mean, there's lots of different ways you could do that.
Now, here is an interesting thing. Okay, me who loves the love stories. I would, if I were writing this, I would not start it off going, I'm going to get the boy and the girl together. I
Okay.
would not. And the reason for this is because depending on how this story evolves, they could come together and work together and be a very good relationship. They could be a very toxic relationship.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
And so it depends on just how you write the book and
How you want to end up.
they end up, not just how you want them to end up, but how does it develop. And this is one of these things
Yeah.
that you really have to naturally
Yeah,
develop.
they could each
I
actually
have
get in
seen
a
this-
relationship with people
Right.
from the world,
Right,
and that
from
would
the
work
world
out
they're in,
too.
and that works too.
Mhm.
But I hate it when couples are, oh, these are gonna, and you're like, no, that, okay, that,
Yeah. You're saying don't
that
be so married to the idea of a couple that
That-
you're willing to
put
And
them
in this
together.
particular
together,
case,
even
you
though
don't know
it's
if
a
they
bad
get
And the
along.
marriage would have the shelf life of a banana, right? So,
All right.
yes, I am big on right relationships that are really
So
healthy
then, are we
relationships
having
and work.
something where there's an outside force that is drawing these two sides to go to war?
Right.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so are we going with some kind of ancient dragon, some kind of demon lord,
Yeah, something
Yeah.
like that. I don't know if we have to know exactly what it is
All right.
because there's multiple
options.
ways directions you could take it.
Also,
with
the interesting thing is that interesting war, because on the summoner side, the summoner himself is basically an army,
Yes.
because he just everyone he
Just
defeats.
X to necromance.
It was right click to necromancy.
Oh,
game
sorry,
you're
sorry.
thinking
I am
of.
sorry.
There's a game, right click to necromance. It's literally like the ultimate necromancer game.
It's just fun.
And
Yep,
the
you go into the
artificer's
fight, you
also,
beat up a
And
bunch
the
of people,
artificer,
right-clicking.
the artificer would
Necromance.
actually use soldiers, but each soldier would be as strong as like 12
Mhm.
people, because it's just like, yeah, here's super armor that is.
And instead of just this, one villain and this war, come on, is that enough
Yeah.
villains in this?
You always need more villains.
always love
There's
this.
plenty of villains in this
Right.
world. You
Yeah,
can
there's
throw in.
plenty.
Yeah.
Both sides are villains. There's this big villain.
Yeah. But
There's
I'm
like
also
400
saying-
opportunists.
Yeah.
There's the black markets.
Mhm.
There.
Yeah, but I'm also saying you really would
Yeah.
it would be good to have someone
actually
some
trying to
cultish
keep
type
the
of thing,
war going.
trying to keep this war going because they can profiteer off of it.
Yeah.
Trying
Or hoping to get curry favor with the demon lord or the dragon
Right.
or the whoever.
hoping to get
The
this
demon
item.
dragon lord.
Whichever side gets this item, we're going to come in and take it from them, and we're going to rule everyone, and
Yeah.
then appease the demon
Everybody's
lord
gonna
and
be the
dragon
conquered
lord and-
people.
right? Everyone's going to be the conquered people, but me.
Pretty much.
So, does that sound good? Anything we
Yeah.
haven't covered? Like
No, I
said,
just want to
we've
spend
got-
time figuring out exactly what the summoner and artificer do with their powers.
So
and
who
like,
would write
stories,
this? I
just
think
gotta see.
He right clicks.
Yeah, this would be a good one for you.
I love summoners. I love artificers. This is my jam. Like,
awesome.
I'd also do this one.
Awesome.
All right.
Yeah, summoners and
What would you
artificers,
think?
too.
I don't know. I'd have to sit down and really play with it and get some
Figure out
things
the
that
world.
drew me into it.
Yeah.
Understood?
you have a hard time with this because all the characters are so overpowered.
Yeah, I'm not as
Fair
big
enough.
on They wouldn't be if I wrote it. I would put
You-
more restrictions.
No,
on them.
no, they would be just as overpowered.
Okay.
You've written artificers before, and they ended up being really
Yeah,
overpowered.
Some overpowered characters.
Yeah.
I think-
And half the time they're artificers.
Yeah, I don't really like to write overpowered characters as much because they're harder to make believable. And they're just hard to write a lot of times.
Well, the big
And so
problem
you
with
have to
summoners and
really be
artificers is
careful
just
with
how
it.
fast they scale.
Yes.
Because while most people, it's like, okay, you get a little bit stronger every time you fight, an artificer goes, ding, ding, ding. Hey, look, I just permanently became stronger.
You know,
It
Okay.
works.
and that becomes
Plus 3 strength, plus 5 strength, plus 4 strength. Hey! It's like,
You know-
I had to train for 5 years to do that, and you just put on a suit of armor that gives you all
Right.
those buffs.
And so
Yeah, I also have this plus 20 sword of dragon slaying.
And then meanwhile, the summoner, okay, I use all my power to defeat powerful enemy. Great, you're now on my side. Add that in, great, I'm now even more powerful.
Right.
Yep.
So,
Summoners and artificers, overpowered.
so yes, they are.
It's fun.
Right. It is hard, though, I think, to write characters that scale up quickly.
Yeah.
I've done it. It is hard, and
It
I
is
try to
hard.
do it believably. You read my
Yeah,
books
I
and
should
tell
stop
me if I do.
tangenting, though.
All right. So we get off our high
So-
horse, and we will see you next time. Let us know what you would do with this story. Give us more ideas, and don't forget, we'd love more ideas for our hat.
See you next time.